welcome. For those who don't know, this is Elder Emoja Ajabu, your host for Ajabu Speaks. This program serves a dual purpose. It's the Ajabu Speaks and also the political education class for the Black Panther movement. And I am your professor. Your professor is a Pan-African. That means that instead of trying to determine how I should think about things that's going on in the world because I was born somewhere in America, I don't use that as the foundation for my thought. I use the foundation from my thought as from where I am from, not from where I was born. And like I say, I like to say this, Malcolm said, if you do it like that, talking about where you're born, if you was born in an oven, then you'd be a biscuit. So we ain't gonna do that. We're gonna have something a little more firm to that. And we can't. It's not mentally intelligent and not mentally healthy for us to define ourselves from where we were born, because where we was born, it built itself off our enslavement. We don't want to use that as a foundation to define how we should look at the world. We use where they stole us from as the foundation to look at how we look at the world. Your professor is unbossed. Unbossed. There it is. And unafraid of the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but naked truth. And the elder is not only unbought, but he is appreciative of the movement that the warrior attorney Malik Zulu Shabazz has put in motion, and we just want to say thank you. Pull him up. Thank you. Because you put in something that is really motivating and moving the Pan-African movement to where it's that we are coming together. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. And as I move on to the things and continue to travel the road that you done got us going down and got us in motion, I want to talk about the visit that Her Excellency Eric Connor has done over on the African continent, taking those 700 people and the psychological impact, effect of us going there to let the Pan-African community know and everybody else that we are organizing and coming together, and we're going to stop these people who think like they use the platform of where they was born in America to have a relationship with us. That relationship cannot keep on going. It's got to stop. And the psychological impact, because they wage that psychological war here. The Africans on the continent don't want you. If you don't go back to the continent, you don't know how to act. You won't know where you are. Fuck that! We go back there and comfortable and see how things are going and well received. The red carpet was laid out for Her Excellency Eric Connor and her delegation of 700. The red carpet was laid out in Burkina Faso. They welcomed them, and it's the same response I got when I took my little old small delegation over there. We were well received. Wasn't no problem. And the brother, and I'm going to play his remarks, is analyzing that, and he's liking it now. This is a young brother, and I'm the elder, and I got to talk to you. I was putting all that entertainment stuff in there last week, but I'm going to remove all that this week. I'm going to talk straight to you. If I can keep dropping that phone, I keep dropping that phone. Look. I dropped the phone and picked it up, but I want to not drop this message and pick it up because I got to talk to you about your brother who was analyzing the trip and how with the trip, the president, the former president of South Africa, Zuma, was over there, and then initially he was saying, you can look at it and you can see that President Traore did not meet with Zuma. In fact, don't let me say it. Let him say it. Bring him on. Let him say it.
Now, many of you have seen this image, but not many of you grasp its importance for building a united Africa, but also the lesson that we need to depart from the old tribalist sellouts who served imperialism in order for us to build a united Africa. So what was happening here is ADDI, Africa Diaspora Development Institute, formed by Dr. Arikana Chihombori, met in Burkina Faso for a conference. And this was after this woman, Arikana Chihombori, inspired the very same Sahel countries, including Traore, to overthrow the French after she taught them that the French had been oppressing them and taking their wealth, hence they were not developing. But she went a step further and created this ADDI, and the ADDI's objective is to go and take all Africans in the diaspora, Africans living outside Africa with their skills, wealth, and knowledge, to come back to Africa and to meet with Africans, their skills and knowledge, and the opportunities of mining, agriculture, infrastructure development, telecommunications, technology, and then to come together to build Africa so that the Europeans, Chinese, and everybody else doesn't take advantage of Africa while we are standing still. So it is very symbolic that Arikana Chihombori, who when she was in the AU, kept talking about how it is that former French colonies are colonized and remain colonized, and the resources are being taken by France, hence they can't develop. And so people like Traore heard this and they began to rise to overthrow France. And now she is going back with ADDI to call for Africans to invest in Africa and African resources so that Africa can develop. But the problem is she decided to go with an old tribalistic leader who is the symbol of the leaders of former French colonies who continue to serve imperialism. Now, many of you are asking, why would I call Jacob Zuma a tool of imperialism? The reason why Gaddafi is dead is because of him. The reason why Libya has turned into slavery and enslaving young Africans is because of him. Because when he was president of South Africa and South Africa was sitting on the Security Council, he forced his ambassador to vote for the 1973 resolution that made Libya a no-fly zone so that the Libyans could not fight the rebels that were being funded by NATO and America to overthrow Gaddafi. That's why Gaddafi is dead. Recently, we saw the same man going to Morocco and accepting Morocco's occupation of Sahrawi, which is a position that is anti-Pan-Africanism. Under his leadership, 43 miners were massacred by his police on his command after they were striking for a living wage from a British platinum company. Additionally, he also arrested students who were asking for fees to fall at university so that they can have free education at university, and the removal of Cecil John Rhodes' statue from a university in South Africa. Under his leadership, Julius Malema was expelled from the ANC for asking for colonized lands to be returned back to Africans, and we saw the worst xenophobic violence, and we stopped getting business as foreigners in South Africa under Jacob Zuma. And today, as leader of MK is going around looking for African immigrants and asking for their passport and getting them deported. He is not a Pan-Africanist. That's why Traore refused to meet him.
When brother made that was true, that there hadn't been a meeting. And like I said last week, he's given Sister an awful lot of credit for impacting the thinking to the degree of Ibrahim Traore, Brother Goita, and Brother Chiani, that her words was what inspired them to go and take over the countries that they have taken over. I mean, that's going a little far for me, but let's say it's true. That ain't where I'm going. And then he talks about Zuma. You heard it. And that's, I don't think he told any mistruths. But he is saying that because that is true, then that is the reason why Captain Ibrahim Traore had not met with him. But what we find out is he was premature. He got ahead of the game. And he got ahead of the game because there was a meeting. And he was saying, why should I eat cake? Why should I eat crow? Why should I back up on my statement? Because what I said was true. And it don't look good that Captain Ibrahim Traore is meeting with Zuma. But it took place. I see it. It happened. You can see where Brother Traore met with Zuma and had his Minister of Foreign Affairs in the room and security. But they met. And that doesn't neutralize the things that brother is saying about Zuma's record. It don't neutralize it. But it don't make it such a situation to where it's that we can't work together. Did he change? Can he change? Is he always the person that he always was? Can he learn something and run into something and it impacts his thinking and he says, dang, I shouldn't have done that. I'm going to do better, and there not be room in the struggle for him so that we can work together and remove the people that are stopping us from experiencing the full humanity that we deserve. Could he have changed? Or it might have been Ibrahim Traore's mindset, can I change him? Can I help him to see the light? One thing that we know, that when Zuma came out of the meeting, boy, he was talking Pan-Africanist thought. I'm telling you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the naked truth. Play the video. Give me the receipts. Let them hear Zuma in his own words. When he done come up out of the meeting with Traore, and what he said went on in the meeting and how he thinks that we should go forward. And this is just a snippet. This is just a couple of minutes. But watch him in his own words.
Discussion was about this continent, Africa. As you know, Africa was colonized many centuries and oppressed, and every other thing was done by people who came here. Africans decided to say, let us now be free. And we went through that kind of situation and succeeded to have Africa, as they would say, being freed. But those who had colonized us it was just a bit that they say we can do this. They continued, in a sense, indirectly, to take everything in Africa they found, to claim that this belongs to them. And they still do it today. Even that freedom that we are talking about got watered down by the manner in which the relations between Africa and the colonizers were. Because colonizers did believe it was their own. And therefore, even having said, we are now free, but the misery, the problems that we still face are the same. And therefore, we as Africans have to discuss that matter and correct the wrongs. I think this country is a glaring example, this country, wherein those who oppressed them wanted to continue to do so. What was good with the leaders here, they said not now. And it was therefore important to discuss with the president here.
You're doing that. And he's saying that that is what needs to be said. That is a change from where he was doing those things that you're talking about when he was governing South Africa. That's a different mindset. Did Traore impact him to where is that he had that mindset, or did he went into the office in the meeting with the mission to let Traore know that was his mindset? We don't know. What we do know is coming out of the meeting, he has said something that was very profound, that the brothers who had taken over Niger and Mali and Burkina Faso had the right idea about what needed to be done in order for us to go forward. We need to come together as people. We need to be Pan-Africans. We need to understand that if you touch one of us, you done touched all of us. We got to start making our brothers and sisters' problems our problems and solve them together. So, young man, it looks like Zuma's thinking has changed. Now, I would go as far as to say, now we got to see what his next move, how he acts. Is he just talking? But behavior starts with a thought, with how you're thinking. So we got to give him the benefit of the doubt for now, that he's marching with us. And everybody got to be watched. And Brother Ibrahim, he put out the information. He didn't put it out, Zuma put it out. And his foreign minister was staying right there and didn't say that he wasn't telling the truth, as what was discussed at the meeting. And I'm sure there were some things discussed that they didn't tell nobody, but let that be what that be. So he's changed, maybe. And that's what I want to say about that. And move to someone who is fighting change. I want to talk about what's going on in Cameroon. They had an election. It looks like that the sitting president, from independent sources, lost the election. When he saw, and it was brought to him that he had lost the election, the word that I get is that he sent some envoys to talk to the brother and his people about joining his government and not honoring the election, the independent results of the election. And he was saying, look, man, Let's make a deal. I still want to govern. I don't want to move. And I'll let you come up in here with me. Look, I'll make you the prime minister. And the brother that won the election said, nah, man, we ain't doing that. You got to go. And so the president, Paul Biya, he go and he arrests the folks. 100 of them. Arrest them. Say, shoot, now look, I done told you, hold on, sit down. Yeah, I got a commission over here that I'm gonna call the official commission, and I know what the independent commission said about the results, but the official commission, which I control, said I won. And if you ain't accepting that, then look like you're promoting insurrection, and I'm gonna lock you up. I'm gonna put you under lock and key. And one of the people that he done that to was Jukum Chikamini, who looks like to be the right-hand brother of the brother that run. He got like they went and invaded his crib, tore up his crib and the school, because the crib and the school are attached to my understanding, tore all that up, took the children's laptops and things, and put the brother in jail, and he's still detained. And one of the people that they arrested with him, who was at his home when they came to arrest him, that person has died in their custody. So we're trying to tell Biya, and we're telling Biya, man, let the brother go. Accept their election results. If it's time to move on, it's time to move on. And see, he was kind enough to have an election, but Doug ain't gonna have no election. But don't let me go there yet. Yeah, I'm coming to Doug, but don't let me go there just yet, because I want to say that Jukum's wife has written the U.S. Embassy, because she's an American citizen, in Cameroon, got some Congress people to write a letter to Rubio, the Secretary of State, and when you look at the letter, that ain't the letter. When you look at the letter, when you look at that, you can see that says from the United States Congress, and boy, and they ask for the release of my brother Jukum. It says President Paul Biya, 93 years old, I think he's 92, and now in power for 43 years, was declared the winner with 53.66% of the vote, while Issa Chikroma Bakari reportedly received 35. That's Biya saying that that's what his election committee says. But he said, it says on the election day, reports of pre-stuffed ballots, individuals voting multiple times, and tabulation inconsistencies in Douala, Bamenda, and Karau further undermine confidence in Cameroon's election process. And I I can't find the brother's name here right off the bat, but it mentions it. But the name that I really want to talk about is this one right here. Andre Carson signed the letter saying that the government ought to let the sister's husband go free. And Andre has also said that he was not going to go with the people that bowed so that the Republicans could take the people's health care. And when they started the government back, the Congress people put in the legislation that the senators whose houses had been searched by the FBI because of their involvement in the insurrection on January the 6th, the legislation says that they can sue the FBI. Well, in essence, what they're saying is the FBI behavior was outside the law, so they was acting in a tyrannical way. So we want the authority to bring up the tyranny in court, and if we win, the least amount of money that we can get is $250,000. That's in the legislation. But they're going to give themselves the authority to address tyranny, but they won't give it to the people. And this is where we're asking Andre to champion filing something in federal court to where is that when Duck federalizes state troops and have them come into the community and arrest legal citizens who have done nothing, then we can also say that that is tyranny and respond appropriately. Or even legally. And so we don't want to wait till Duck. It's time for the election and Duck comes out and you can see ain't gonna be no election. You already got a president. I'm the president. And you got to work with me. And if you don't work with me, I got troops in the streets to make you work with me. Well, we don't need to wait for that. Let's get the legal challenge going to whereas that a court rules that the ICE agents and the soldiers' behavior in the cities are a violation of the Constitution, outside the law, and is therefore tyranny. Y'all got to help me now. Help me. Don't forget me. Help me. You know, because I'm unbossed and unafraid of the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but naked truth. It's time for us to come together. It's time for us to take our rightful place in the world order of things. People are moving to make that happen. It's a Pan-African movement. All for one and one for all. And you don't have to be perfect now. You don't have to be perfect. You can be made some mistakes. Shoot, I went and fought this country and it was killing us. I ain't had no business doing that. But I bet you I won't do it again. You know I ain't got but one question for you. Just one.